so we really want to be able to develop a level of understanding within ourselves through this meditation practice, but also as a collective of the group to be able to do it together. So you can go on this journey together over the next 6 weeks and then be able to collaborate once you've done that, and then to be able to hopefully continue the practice on after that period of time, because it has a really profound effect on the way that we connect with ourselves, but also the way we connect with everyone else. This is what's so good to be able to do within a team, because it's incredibly powerful. It gets us back to our true sense of self again. And if it's done as a group, it can have a really tremendous effect throughout the organisation. So yeah, if anyone's got anything they'd like to share with regards to meditation before we start, I'd really encourage that. So what we'll do is we'll have a conversation to start with. Then we will do the meditation, which we'll go through for about 20 minutes. And then we'll just have a bit of a discussion at the end of it. So just to get any questions and so forth out of the road. But it's a practice that's very easy. It can be done twice a day or once a day. I'll show you 2 ways you can actually do it. And yeah, just be good to get some feedback from a couple of people that have already had some experience with meditation. If you wouldn't mind sharing, just so I can get a bit of an idea about what you might have done and how this might be actually a little bit different. So, okay, so Yvonne, yeah, has done some meditation. Yeah, good, with yoga. Great, excellent. The majority of the yoga type practices are probably from the Sanskrit. Yeah, so Brenton, none. No, that's good. This is it, mate. You're going straight for the gold with this practice today. So good. None, never. No worries. Awesome. All right. Cool, Brenton. Thanks, mate. Good. So yeah, Pax done some stuff with Smiling Mind. Awesome. Yeah, Larry, 5 minutes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, all good. Thank you. Use Headspace. Great. So you've got a bit of a comprehension with regards to what it is, and really the whole thing about life in this, well, in modern times, but in Western society, is our minds are very busy. Meditation hasn't been recognised a lot throughout. You know, I suppose our eras, I guess, from the last sort of 20, 30 to 50 years, it's starting to become more and more relevant now and prevalent now because of the way that we are managing ourselves in modern society, and all the stimulation and so forth that we have, the domination that we have, is pretty significant. You know, to be able to settle the mind is so important, because basically when our mind's at speed, our mind's tense, and that tension goes into our body, and that can also cause disease in the mind, so anxiety, depression, those sorts of things, but disease in the body. And when things are out of coherence, then that's when stuff starts to happen. So it's incredibly important. I can't stress it enough, to be able to do something every day so your mind settles. So a lot of people will get home from work, they'll have a beer or a wine or whatever. That's okay, but that's pretty much temporary. But if you can do this practice to start your day, it helps get you balanced and helps get you settled for the day ahead. But also, if you can do it at night, just gives you bookends, and so you've actually got something to basically bring together. So it actually gives you a structure to help the mind settle. So my own journey is, pardon me, through yoga, I learned to settle the mind. But before that, it was all through exercise. So once your fitness improves and your mind starts to become a bit more settled, and I started to explore that a lot more. So my meditation practices took me into Buddhism, into various styles of transcendental meditation, Kundalini yoga, and so forth. So a variety of different practices. But really, at the end of the day, it's all about getting out of the heart and out of the head and back to the heart again. So once you come into the heart and start to become coherent with your heart, then all of a sudden you become coherent with yourself. So the mind and the heart start to communicate as they're trying to do all the time. So the heart is sending messages to the brain consistently, but the brain is not sending much to the heart. So this is about developing coherence between the two, this particular practice. And as I said, it's just like learning a new habit. It's something you've got to be able to do regularly. Just like diet or whatever, so the body can change. So if you can do this consistently, you can also do spot meditations throughout the day if you get a chance, and that's great, just to be able to connect with the heart. And once you start connecting with the heart, then all of a sudden the mind slows down, starts to settle down, and that mind-heart coherence starts to become more and more relevant. So we're very dominated in the mind, as I said, constantly thinking, particularly in the roles that you have. You're constantly on all the time, but to be able to switch that off, when the mind gets to rest, the productivity actually increases a hell of a lot. So it's not only important for your business health, but also for your own physical and mental health, because it just works out so much better and hand in hand. So when you're ready, I'll take you through this practice. So we're going to start with a breathing exercise to begin with. Then we go into feeling our center, into our heart. And then there's another 4 parts to it, which I'll guide you through. So the 4 parts are acceptance, compassion, gratitude, and kindness. So I'm going to talk you through those 4 parts of the meditation. Those 4 words aren't mind words, they're heart words. So when we're starting to feel into these particular feelings, then all of a sudden we become coherent. The mind settles, the heart starts to become more active. So yeah, acceptance, compassion, gratitude, and kindness. So 4 words. We're going to spend a bit of time on each one of those. So to start this practice, and this is something that's really, really easy, we do a breathing exercise. So just watching for a moment. So what we do is we breathe in through our nose, fully to the top of our lungs. And once that's full, we can actually still take a sip through our mouth. So it's just, and then once our lungs are filled, then we actually exhale with a sigh, silently to ourselves, but we can only hear. So it's just, and that sigh comes from the back of the throat. It's called Ujjayi breath in yoga. So I'll just demonstrate for a moment. So it's breathing in. Second part, breathing through the mouth. And then exhaling. So a sigh to the exhale. So that can be vocalized if you like, or you can just do it silently, so you can just hear that subtle sound at the back of the throat. All right. So if you're ready, we'll close our eyes. Do you exhale through the nose or the mouth? It's your choice. You can do either. So depending on how you're feeling, the nose is really the gateway. If you can use your nose to breathe more, that basically taps into our parasympathetic nervous system. Once our parasympathetic nervous system starts to kick in, then the vagus nerve gets activated and things start to really become coherent. So use the nose or the mouth, but definitely inhale through the nose. So just watching again. So when we give that sigh, it actually sends a signal to the nervous system to say that it's okay, we can settle down. So the whole philosophy of meditation is to give you a feeling of feeling safe. So it builds resilience within yourself. Once you start to feel safe, the mind isn't as on as much. When we feel, I suppose, under threat, that could come from work consistently with things and guidelines that are popping. Deadlines and so forth that are popping up. So we've got to be able to give ourselves that feeling of safety consistently. And it's also really important from a team collective to be able to keep supporting each other to make sure that you're feeling supported, because when you're not, it takes us away from feeling safe within ourselves. To be able to do this meditation practice definitely helps promote that. But also, as I said before, if you're doing it as a group, you've got each other. You've got each other's back, but you're also supporting each other on another level. So it's a beautiful thing to do. All right, so 5 minutes of this breathing, okay? So when you're ready to shutting the eyes, bring the hands down to whoever's comfortable with you, down by the sides into your lap, whatever's best. I really encourage you to keep your mind here with us for the next period. Anything outside the room can wait. Whatever's happening this afternoon, leave it there. Whatever you're doing on the weekend, leave it there. Whatever's happened in the past, leave it there. This is your time now to feel into your own body, start to learn a new skill, and just give the practice a chance to be able to work for you. So when you're ready, just shutting the eyes. Taking a deep breath in through the nose. Sip in through the mouth. Exhaling, sigh with the out breath. Breathing in through the nose. And again through the mouth. Exhale completely. Gentle sigh with the out breath. Just going to continue on here, so it's in your own time. Just feel all the tension fall out of the body with the out breath. Let go. Watching the mind when it wanders off, give yourself permission to let it go. Come back to the breath. It's all that matters for now. 4 minutes to go here. Let go with that out breath. Try and hold your out breath off for a moment if you can. Just 3 more minutes here, one breath at a time. The mind's busy, pick a number, count backwards with the breath. Two more minutes here, one breath at a time. Keep your mind aware with the breath. Anything outside the room can wait. Leave it there. Attention to your out breath. Nice, deep, long, slow out breath. A nice deep sigh to yourself, letting go. 1 more minute here. Just returning to a slow, deep breath in and out through the nose. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Just for half a minute here. Just concentrate on the breath. Bringing either your left or right palm to your heart. It's a really great way to feel into this is to use just under the thumb there into the heart center, or whatever's best for you. You can put one hand on top of the other. Whatever's going to work best for you as an individual. You can put your hand facing up just so you can get coherence with your heart beating here. Spend a minute or so just tuning in, just feeling into the heart. Thoughts, feelings, emotions are here together all as one. Bring your all your awareness into the beating of your own heart at the present time. Your awareness comes to acceptance. So it's feeling into accepting who you are as an individual, accepting everything in your life that's brought you to here to where you are now. Not judging yourself, criticizing, comparing yourself. Full acceptance of who you are, where you are at the present moment. Acceptance for everything that's happened in your life, both good and bad. It's made you who you are now. Just hold this here for a couple of minutes, breathing deeply. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Find coherence with your heart. Watch your mind when it wanders, come back to the feeling and sensation of acceptance. Really tune into the feeling here. Beyond the word, just come into the feeling of being able to accept everything in your life, both good and bad. So 1 more minute here. Watching the mind when the thoughts come in, give yourself permission to let go. Bring your awareness, feeling into compassion. What compassion means to you. Feeling compassion for yourself, compassion for others, compassion for people that are less fortunate or other people that you may not have been too kind to in your life, that may have upset you. Just feeling that feeling of compassion and getting that awareness to them. A few minutes here. Full awareness on the feeling, on the emotion. Putting the heart beating into the hands. One breath at a time, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Should be able to start to really identify with the heart here now. Paying attention to its rhythm. It's acknowledging all the work that it does for you. Have compassion for the heart center. The mind is no longer relevant here. It's really about tuning into the heart, what the heart does for our whole life. Connection we have with ourselves, but also the connection that we have with others through the heart. So focusing on this just for one more minute here, compassion. Keep that feeling of compassion in the body. Deep breaths in and out through the nose, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Come into the feeling of gratitude. Feeling of gratitude for yourself, for being here in this moment, but also for being the person that you are. We seem to consistently beat ourselves up and we don't give ourselves much credit for much at all. So really want you to pay attention to feeling grateful for yourself here. Grateful for the heart, what the heart's doing for you, what it's done for you for all these years. Just breathe into the heart. 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Full awareness on the feeling here. Anything outside the room can wait. Bring your awareness to gratitude for someone in your life, someone less fortunate than yourself. Bring that sense of gratitude for them, the connection that they have with you, what they've done for you. Is feeling into that just for a minute, one breath at a time, 5 seconds in, 5 seconds out. Feeling into the sensation of gratitude. Kindness to yourself. Just letting all the tension go here. Finding that sense of peace, kindness within. Spend a few minutes here, really pay attention to the rhythm of the heart into the hands. Breathing deeply into the heart, 5 seconds in, exhaling 5 seconds out. Really paying attention to the feeling of kindness. How we're kind to ourselves, the mind doesn't matter. Feeling into an act of kindness that you've done for someone else throughout your whole life. The most profound effect, the most profound act of kindness that you feel you may have done, or is it yet to come? What does that feel like for you? Sitting with that, breathing deeply into the heart. Feeling coherence with the heart, with the hands, one breath at a time, a couple of minutes here. Just release the hand, palms down into the lap. It's breathing within your natural rhythm here for a moment. Keeping full awareness on the heart center, so breathing deeply into the heart. Just noticing how when we come out of the mind into our real self, our true self, our heart again, how that starts to feel. How it feels for you now. Contemplate what it would be like if you start to act more from the heart rather than the mind. More of those feelings that we've just explored: acceptance, compassion, gratitude, kindness. First of all, those four for yourself before you can apply them to others. Really giving yourself permission to settle into these feelings. Well done. Open the eyes when you're ready. Just taking a few deep breaths, coming back above the shoulders. Just noticing how that was for you, whether your mind was really reacting, whether it was taking you out of the room, whether it was asking you to go and do something else, or did you sink into this practice? Meditation is not an easy thing. We're so geared to be thinking, and we're so geared to be doing, but this is a fundamental thing that we need to be able to do to come home again. And when we start to do this regularly, then all of a sudden our sense of self starts to change, but also we start to develop a structure where we start to become more coherent with the heart, and those feelings, as I mentioned, as we practiced, become more relevant, and we start to see things a little bit differently. We're not as unkind to ourselves for a start. When we're not as unkind to ourselves, we're more kinder to ourselves, and that actually helps us to be kind to others. When we're more grateful for our lives and what's actually been going on in our lives, then we can be more grateful to others. When we're more compassionate to ourselves, when we're more compassionate to the way we are, then we're more compassionate to others. And when we're more accepting of ourselves, that we're not as judgmental to others. We're not actually judging, comparing, criticizing, all the lower levels of consciousness. So these four areas that we explained are really the higher levels of human consciousness, which aren't really thoughts at all. They're really emotions. And they're innate human emotions. They're all things that we actually know when we're little kids. We just seem to get disconnected with them. So this practice will actually help you reconnect with a lot of those things that you've been disconnected with for most of our lives. I guess as guys, we pretty much have. We become judgmental, competitive, critical, all those sorts of things, you know. But to be able to get back to these and give ourselves permission to get back to these, it's fundamental for our own physical and mental health to have that neutrality, but also to be able to take that out into the world. But also, more importantly for you guys, is to bring it into your workplace and live it and breathe it as a culture. So I really, really encourage you to be able to do this practice every morning for a minimum of 11 minutes. If you're going to do it for 11 minutes, try and do it for 11 minutes at night. But if you have time in the morning, do this for 20 minutes. So do this particular practice for 20 minutes. And if you can do a little bit at night, great, but certainly 20 minutes is enough. But yeah, ideally, if you can get two both sides in 11 minutes, then great. Whatever's going to work best for you. You've got to bring this into your lifestyle so it's not forceful. It's got to be really, I suppose, you've got to be able to want to do this. You know, if you really want to do this, then the change will happen. And over 40 days, over 6 weeks, that will inevitably happen, because you'll start to realise and see things within yourself that you may not have observed before. To be able to come back to those 4 pillars, as I mentioned, is challenging sometimes, because we're certainly geared away from them. So this gives you structure to be able to work towards, so you can actually start to lay a foundation to be able to be more kind, compassionate, grateful, and accepting of yourself. You know, and society keeps telling us to do things which are detrimental to ourselves consistently, you know, things that are unkind to ourselves. By doing this, and you'll make better decisions, your relationship with yourself will be better, your relationship with your teammates will be better, your relationship with others will be better. And these are the innate levels of human consciousness that we've been disconnected from for so long, a lot of us. So this is a foundational practice which will help, you know, get you back to that again. And I really, really encourage you to do this. And I'd like to come back on board for another chat in 40 days to see how everyone's going, and then maybe be able to develop something beyond this as well. Take 6 weeks to create a habit, and this is 6 weeks that you've got to be able to do that. So please find time for yourself, you know, in the morning, at night if you can. Be kind to yourself. That's what it's all about. You know, give yourself that self-respect. We all need it. We all deserve it. Once we start to live more from the heart, then everyone else starts to benefit from that, not only ourselves. So, all right. Well, if no one's got any further questions there, yeah, appreciate you. You can email me. Thank you, Tim. You can email me support@backmind.com.au if you've got any questions with regards to this. Happy to help you along. No worries. Thank you. And look, just really encourage you to reach out. I'm more than happy to do what I can to help you. You know, this is something that you may need some guidance with. I've been lucky. I've had some unbelievable teachers throughout the years with regards to this too. And when I first started, my mind was really busy. So, and it still is, you know, I've got to do this to keep myself grounded too, you know, so it's just part of human nature. Our minds are geared to be on, and if we are able to turn them off, then all of a sudden we start to see life a lot differently. So reach out if you like. Thank you, Sarah. Support@backmind.com.au. You can get hold of me through Mel or Damien or so that's no worries at all. But yeah, appreciate you spending your lunch break with me, joining in here, and hopefully that's of some help. But I really encourage you to do it on a daily basis if you can. No worries. Cheers.